Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is tutorial series number 5 here in Maharlikans code regarding this Golang Web Development Series. And now we need to install or set up this new domain which we recently purchased, this Maharlikanscode.com. And then we would like to put this and then configure this in NGINX web server there, then so that we can replace that IP address that currently is displaying from our NGINX. We don't want this IP address to be there. It's not the correct way, of course, guys. Okay, so we need to see this in action, this Maharlikanscode.com, and we will walk through with you guys on this NGINX configuration regarding this fresh NGINX freshly installed from based on the latest Ubuntu server here, which is the 20.04 LTS, which is a long-term service. Okay guys, let's dive into this tutorial. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, this is the default NGINX. All configuration files are here, guys. This is from freshly installed from our previous discussion here in Maharlikans code. I log on to my FTP server here. I mean FTP connection using this FileZilla, not the Godzilla, guys. Okay, so this is the FileZilla, which is a very popular FTP program for our connectivity through this FTP connection, guys. But this one is a secured, guys. We always connect with the port 22. You can take a look on my previous video if you just jump into this video, guys. So on how to set up this FTP server from our Ubuntu 20.04, and then we can connect from this client version of this FTP, which is the FileZilla. Then right now we can freely connect. Now I connected as a root directory, guys, because right now we need a special privilege or a highest privilege, because we need to modify the NGINX configuration files. Right now we need to create a new domain, new server block, and then we can publicly launch this Maharlikans code, and then we host it in our web server. Okay, so right now I downloaded this to capture our time. I downloaded the entire NGINX under this ATC directory, and then NGINX. Under the ATC is a lot here, guys, so you can explore more. Also a lot of software if you install, or all this OS kind of thing, OS related, all these things, guys. So I just download these and then download all, and then download it to my local versions here. I'd like to do this, guys, because I don't want the what do you call this, I'm using this nano. When you connect your web server here, for example, this is your console, and then you would like to what do you call this, clear first. These are all my testing, my previous one. So I don't like to write everything here in the console, because not so friendly, guys, of course. But it's up to you. If you prefer here, then you can do the nano here, edit the thing, create a file. It's up to you. But for me, I always download from our web server using this FileZilla and download all this thing. But you must be very careful, guys, because this one is a very sensitive information. No unwanted person should know about this NGINX. These are all your configurations are here, so you just be very careful only. Okay, guys, there is a default thing here, which is the default configuration for our NGINX when we install this. So right now I have this copy downloaded on my development laptop here. So right now is we need to focus under this sites available. There is a default file there. I mean, this is a default configuration file, the CNF something. Okay, so this one I open, guys, under the sites available, not under the sites enabled. Later we will be enabling all of the domain must be enabled. Okay, so later there is a command for that, then we can enable the newly installed domain name there. Okay, so these are all the default configurations, all these settings, all nicely in place here by the NGINX itself, so you can fully read all these necessary and information for this NGINX web server. Okay, so the default here, there is a server block. This is what they call the server block, guys. This one is obviously it's been disabled, or it's like a note. Okay, this one all disabled. If you see that there is a sharp, just a quick overview only, guys. But this one is by default it's open, the port anywhere in the world. any of the web server, or any kind of a web server, it's either IIS or any kind of a server there, guys. So we always open the port. This one is a HTTP port. This is the standard port for accessing any site, guys. So this one is a port 80. Is by default all are open. And then 443 is, of course, is for the SSL. There is a notes here. These are all the secured HTTP. So this is the port for the secured what do you call this, HTTPS, guys. Okay, so by default also there is a root here. There is a root var www. This is the default directory for the NGINX, guys. So particularly tied up with this Ubuntu. Okay, so we need to quick check on this, if this directory exists or not in your web server. So we need to take a look, and then we need to navigate. I'll try the var, and then drop down there, then www, and then the HTML there. So the default page is this Debian here. So we can freely create a new directory here. You must be very careful about this directory here, guys, if you don't know yet, because this one is a publicly accessible files, either in your JavaScript, HTML, CSS. These are all the files that you need to place here, not the source code of your thing. Okay, guys, not the source code, okay. It should not be the source code. So only those public HTML, like no sensitive information must not be here. Okay, guys, so this is just a quick overview only, and then a quick security things. Okay, guys, so must be very careful. No source code here, should not be here. Everything should be under your either your root or your home or directory. I have another account here. This is the highest account privilege, which is the root. Okay, so these are all the roots here. I can create my folder also here. In our Golang Web Development, we can create directly from here, and then all our static pages will be thrown here. Later we will create this what do you call this, Maharlikans code.com. Then we will place all the HTML here. Later we will do that, guys. So okay, so here is the thing, is this is the root for all the public HTML there, or whatever, guys. Okay, so there is a server name also. There is also by default they set null here, but it's okay. These are all the default one. So if you have any other IP address or something, normally we will put here in the default. As looks like you have a fallback. You can put this IP address here, your public IP address. Then you can place it there, so we can instead of like an underscore, you can also put your IP address here. This one also is possible here. So these are all the things, guys. And then the location, these are all the default here. Normally we don't touch much here. These are all the common what do you call these configurations here. These are all for the PHP kind of thing. This is a fast CGI server. This one you can also enable. It's by default it's disabled here. It depends on your current PHP version or your the socket there. If you have this, normally we will enable these guys, particularly because we need this MySQL database. Normally we have this MySQL or PHP myadmin. We are all using the PHP scripting there, so we can enable this. Okay, so this one by default is disabled, so right now we don't use yet, but maybe when we install, let's see what will happen, guys. Okay, so by default there's a deny here for all these HT access. We can enable this, guys, no worries. But ideally we are not setting up everything in the default here. We will create another particular domain here under this sites available folder. Okay, so we don't touch much here because this one it will be all affected unless it's very common for you or you don't want to set everything here. Or this one is all global settings, guys, for the what do you call this, NGINX. But this one you can skip for a while, all these settings as well. So right now we will create a new domain. Okay, we can create directly here, or we can also create a new command for we can also create a new command, create a new command create a new domain by using the command. Sorry, guys, sometimes we just human human being. Okay, okay, I have some small notes. Okay, normally if you want to generate the command for the sudo command, guys, for this when you create a new file for our domain, like any domain, any kind of a domain, this is the default syntax, guys. Sudo cp etc nginx and sites available, then default all these things here we need to create for this. So just this is the default command, guys. So right now when we go over here, it's up to you. When I already pasted here, guys, so some text may be cut because it's not in the console, it's not automatically wrapping up the text. So we just press enter, guys. So it's normally it's no message. Then we'll just go back here and the sites available. Okay, we will just refresh. Okay, so the file is here, guys. So newly created file for our thing is we can just download this. This is another way. And then I normally go there and open, so the Maharlikans code is here. So normally all the pre-text, all the documentations are in place, and then they also enable this everything here, guys. So right now this is the raw file created by that command using the sudo thing kind of thing there. Okay, so again there is a var HTML. We all need to set up everything here. So okay, to catch our time, guys, so I will be doing quickly. Okay, guys, to catch our time, I created this by recommended, guys. You need to put all this thing, you just retain all this information here for our documentation for the NGINX there. So I added this one, guys, in our thing. I also put all this rate limiting here in our NGINX. So this might help our what do you call this DDoS kind of attacks, guys. So also the NGINX also handling this by its nature, handling these DDoS attacks, guys. By the way, if you remember that we have configured our network traffic using this Cloudflare, then that one, from there itself there is a DDoS attack protection from our side. Here also, when the breach to the Cloudflare there, if the brute force there, then normally it will be blocked there. No worries about that. But again, we need to check this what do you call this, the NGINX itself, they also have this kind of a DDoS attack, guys. So I added this as a rate limiting to like a 20 bursts as recommended on this documentation from the what do you call this, NGINX site itself. So you can the entire NGINX configuration, guys, is a lot there. So we can always read from there for more information, but this one is a very decent enough, and for our configuration to run our domain with a decent kind of what do you call this, protection from our thing. But right now we don't set up first our HTTPS, which is the secured what do you call this, we need to install that cert boot first, then prior we can use that. Right now we need to I just want to illustrate to you first that we can deploy using this minimal configuration without the HTTPS, but it's recommended, guys, we need to set up the HTTPS using this cert boot. So no worries about that, we will continue after this, so in our next video, guys, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I created this and then remove few of the common nodes there. It's too many also. Okay, so I just added this. This one is a default one, guys. So in the previous version they don't have this Debian kind of HTML there. So in the previous version of NGINX, but right now they are adding this Debian, but just leave it there first, guys. So okay, then the server name, I will normally we will set up it like this, Maharlikans.com or www with the www there. If someone type the www, then they can also serve from this NGINX or without the bare domain name. Okay, so normally we just put these things here, guys. So also we would like to change that root directory. Normally it's the default one is just up to here. So now we have some specific root directory here for this domain, Maharlikans.com. Each domain, guys, you need to set up like this kind of thing. For this domain, as you can see that our sites available, there is a default and then the Maharlikans code. This is our newly created domain here, so we need to configure this domain. Okay, so but the root, the default here is always like this bar www then HTML. This one, leave it there. Okay, so here is a more specific kind of thing, so we need to set up like this, guys. Okay, so then I created this. Make sure that you created this directory as well by using this of course our favorite SFTP here, which is the FileZilla. I created this directory under this www.html, and then I created this new folder here, which is the maharlikanscode.com. Normally you will create paired it with this is the best way, guys, to organize your static files or publicly accessible files over the internet. So all your JavaScript, CSS will be in place in this domain. These are all the properties of this maharlikans.com domain or site. So when you go in there, there is a public HTML, but this is the recommended path, guys. Okay, so okay, then the public HTML, static, all your assets here, you can create a new like assets, or your these are all your JavaScript or JS here. You can create a new JS folder, or you can create a new CSS file. It's something like that, guys. All your assets here. Here also you can create another like many kind of things, like a library or JavaScript library, or any kind of library there. So many kinds of JS components you can organize under this static, guys. You are bound only this static folder here. Later, because later in our Golang Web Development, we will be placing all the what they call this public HTML here the CSS or any kind like a bootstrap or like that. So if you download it, or you can use the what they call this the URL there. It just we don't download, but I normally download all the files, guys, because anything might happen or something like that. But because we don't worry about the distribution of this, like the CDN or something, they always have this CDN. But for me, I would like to download it, since we have this Cloudflare. The Cloudflare is a very good CDN for us already. All the static files, JavaScript, all minified automatically for us. So when they serve over the browser there, then it's totally okay. Is all our JavaScript is minified, auto minified. When you tick that from the configuration, if you miss out that video, guys, you can always take a look on my previous video. Okay, so these are all the ideal structure, guys, for our static files for each domain. If you have a multiple domain hosted on this NGINX, that is the normal one, guys. You can host multiple domains there. Then you can just simply create another directory here, like your another domain, like newdomain.com, something like that, guys. Then you can follow along all these structure here. So right now we only have one hosted domain in our NGINX, so normally we will have this one. Okay, so all the static here. Okay, we'll come back again. Then this one we don't enable yet. Next time we can enable back. Okay, so we will once we install our what do you call this PHP MyAdmin, guys. So so stay tuned for that. We need to install for those software, because we need those MySQL to be installed in our web server as well, so that we can host few of course our database, guys. Or you can install MongoDB here also, because we already have this console here. This is our web server, so we can install anything here as long that you have the root privilege or access, so we can install anything that we want, guys. This is what I like for the Linode, because they can also you have the freedom to install whatever you want, guys, for your at least this is a very cheap domain, I mean this hosting. Then you can have all this console privilege here, so you can just manage your own server, guys. For other hosting, there is also a cPanel or something, but I prefer this way, because you can freely install whatever you want there. Okay, so we need to this one also need to speed up a bit. This one is our static, guys. So this alias is the command for the NGINX. So this is what you call this when we access our maharlikans.com, your domain /static. So all our JavaScript, CSS, all these things will be, or our HTML will be public, will be all stored under this static here, this directory. But again, it's up to you, guys. But the recommendation is, I always recommend using this this kind of directory, this path. Okay, so also I added this additional thing. We can cache all these JPEG, all these images, ICO, CSS, JavaScript, PDF, TTF, TTC, all these standard, guys. You can always add more here. Then you can add a automatic header, which is the access control, allow, origin, all these things, and expire in 7 days for those browsers that after they serve these kind of files that we have in our pages or HTML pages. Then automatically the NGINX will set the header for that to expire for 7 days. But they also have here, but our Cloudflare is the Cloudflare also doing this caching, guys, for us. So that one is very helpful for us, and then it will speed up our, even though we have a very minimal resources in our web server, but the what do you call this Cloudflare is very good for caching. And then all these, I mean, they serve because they have a lot of network as well, and very fast to download. so less headache for us guys as a developer. So again, this one, another one is we enable this location here, which is the access log. All this I just added this guys. The default here is this one is this deny all. Actually it's the same, but you can also add access log to turn off, and then deny all as well. So these are all the hidden files like this htaccess, okay, or any Apache document root. So okay guys, so we'll upload this file to the sites available. Okay, so we will you always do that guys when you change, because in the files will be modified, then it will be refreshed automatically. Okay, we'll just upload guys and just replace over this existing file. Always take this, always use this action so that it will not ask again guys. Now we need to go to our server here. Okay, so we need to use this sudo nginx reload. These are all when you reload guys, but right now we need to enable the domain first, because right now we don't have this the sites enabled. So although you uploaded this file, the maharlikans.com is there already guys, so but the sites enable is not yet, so we need to enable by using the command, like by using this command guys. So I highlight this command, so I just pasted here so that you will know this command. So normally we will do sudo ln these are all the standard commands guys for the Ubuntu there. Then the etc nginx sites available, and then our new domain name we just replace with your own domain name here, and then space here, there is a space, and then after that the etc sites enabled, it will be thrown another file there. It's like a symbolic link something guys, so it will be enabled. So I will just paste this code because I replaced it with the Maharlikans code here. So I want to enable this Maharlikans code. Go back to your console again, as long you have the root privilege, and then press enter. Normally it will just keep quiet guys, no error. Just kidding. Okay, so and then until we refresh guys, so we will have this hold on. Okay, so until this we need to refresh guys, sudo nginx reload, see if there is an error or not from our configuration. Okay, the duplicate server, okay, there is a duplicate there, so this is the kind of the error guys, so we need to take a look on this. Okay guys, I already changed all these things. For the meantime I remove all the caching first guys, because we need to install all the necessary what they call this fast CGI or something, the Apache. We can concurrently do that in the separate discussion guys, so we will do that in the meantime. Then we can enable this. That one is totally when we use those caching things incorporate with this fast CGI, all these settings guys. So we will do that in our separate discussion guys. Right now I disable all this caching first. Okay, so and then upload it back to our server here, which is the Maharlikans code, and then all these sites available. And then I also enable all this Maharlikans code by using that code earlier I showed you on how we can disable or enable this Maharlikans code. As you can see that there is a what they call this some link automatically created when we issue that command. Okay guys, this command what I'm talking guys, this is the command when we enabled or enable the any domain name created in our NGINX. So right now this is Maharlikans code, then this is the command. You just change with your own domain name there, then you can execute in the console as long you have the root privilege. Okay, so these are all the new settings guys. And then when we sudo reload, then we don't have the issue already, so all fixed with our this configuration for our NGINX guys. It will not be reloaded with your this sudo nginx as reload when there is an issue guys. So right now we already fixed all this issue, so we just remove all those caching and then the server thing. The only thing is we retain this listen 80 port 80, which is the default for everybody, for every configuration there. So because we have our default here already, guys, so the default server is a port 80. This I like this configuration, guys. You just retain from our default here, and that's all. And then we will do all our future domains or new domains. We will just configure with this listen 80. But later, when we go along with our certification using this cert boot, then we will enable all these necessary settings here for all the things, for these things, for the SSL. Okay, so we will do that, and then we already no problem. And then again, we need to change here, guys, our thing. We need to as the moment we don't have the Golang yet, Golang files we don't touch it yet. We just I just uploaded a very minimal index that HTML from this what do you call this okay guys, this one from the bootstrap there. You can always go to the getbootstrap.com. So there is a starter HTML there. You can just copy all these things with the CDN there. So for us it's just to test properly, but in the future we will use this bootstrap CSS here for our web development example, because it looks nicer, guys, and more robust. Okay, so again we need to do some setting up, because right now we're still seeing this, because we need to point to our Linode server there. So and then we need to configure our like this, our DNS, and then in our Linode, guys, we need to set up this new domain there. So because I have two servers here, okay, so I need this domain to set up, guys. We need to go to this domain. We need to add our Maharlikans here. So I already added this Maharlikans here to create same video, same server, guys. You need to go to your DNS side. So these are all my default for Linode. These are all the default configuration, guys. For the email also it's like that, but later we will do our own settings. So I need to copy my IP address first. Hold on, guys. I need to change my web IP address for this, because I have two servers here. So I would like to change this IP address. Hold on for a while, guys. Edit. You can just simply edit this. Okay, save. And then for email, this one later part this one we don't need yet, but I just changed this as well. And then for www, we just change this with our specific IP address. So these are all the settings, guys. So right now, and then we need to go to our what do you call this, I have many domains here, guys, so I just go back here. Okay, guys, so we need to because right now this one is still pointing to some of domain there for the GoDaddy, so we need to remove view here. This one is okay, but this one is still in the GoDaddy there, so we need to change this with the correct IP address. So this is my IP address for this web server here in Linode, so I point to my Linode, not to GoDaddy, since we don't host our files there or hosting in GoDaddy. We just bought the domain name, so I just replace it with this server IP here. And then for our Cloudflare, we need to point to this IP address. Okay, so we need to save. And then for our A record, and then this one for the CNAME, this one no need. This one we can just delete, guys. This one we can delete this, we don't need this yet. Okay, and then anything CNAME for www, Maharlikans code is okay. And then the text record txt, we don't have this yet. The mail server we will set up. This one not so important at the moment, because this one, if you have an email here, we can just set as a record again, and then put the mail there, something. At the moment, we need to point this domain itself first. So okay, if you have some the mx record is for the thing, okay, for the mail, but later part we will add, guys. So right now is already changed to this IP address. Then we will try to refresh, guys. Let's see what happened. Okay, very nice. Now no more the GoDaddy there. Okay, so totally it's working, guys. So I just try the view source here. So these are all the basic things for the hello world. So we are copying this information. So hello world. So right now I uploaded this text file here from our this thing, the hello world. So let's see what will happen if I open the file. Hold on. Okay, we will change a bit. Hello Maharlikans. Let's see, guys. So this is just a basic from the sample there, guys. Okay, we'll try to upload back again. Let's see what will happen. Okay, it's totally working, guys. No worries, this one is a very bare design, guys. So right now we have successfully changed our domain, and then properly configured as well. But right now this one is the HTTPS. This one is still HTTPS, guys, but right now it's hosted on our Cloudflare here, which is the flexible, under this flexible, no, not the full one, because right now in our previous discussion we set this full because the what do you call, the server is still under the GoDaddy there. So normally it detects, but when you click this change this option into full from flexible or something, or full strict, then it will throw an error, because our what do you call this web server here, our NGINX web server, we don't have necessary HTTPS yet. Remember that in our configuration here we don't have any enabled HTTPS, so we cannot our origin server, this is our origin server, which is this root, this Linode, but our origin server we don't have this. This is the origin server, guys. From browser to Cloudflare is secured, but when Cloudflare serve or get the files from our origin server, which is our Linode server, currently we don't have the active SSL or TLS encryption there. So only this way is secured, guys, but going back to our server is not secured. So we need to change this later on to full strict or full. Okay, guys, so when we have this kind of what do you call, when we enable this SSL here. Okay, so right now we are totally working, guys. Our hello Maharlikans here is already changed, and then our domain is fully what do you call, fully run using this configuration with this NGINX here, this configuration, guys, when I'm talking. And then right now we can also enable this, then change here to our point back to our what do you call this DNS here. We need to change this a record, which is the maharlikanscode.com, then point to the server IP address there, which is this IP address from our Linode. So this is my server IP here, so you can change point there instead of whatever you're hosting there. In my case it's a GoDaddy, so I removed that IP address early on from our here. So now instead of that GoDaddy standard what do you call the HTML here. Now we can see our bare HTML totally take over, guys, from this from our Linode hosting server there. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my video here in Maharlikans code. See you in my next video, guys. We need to set up our cert boot there for HTTPS. Okay, guys, we have done all these settings, and then I hope you enjoy our tutorial series here in Maharlikans code. And see you in my next video here in Maharlikans code. And then our next step will be to secure that maharlikanscode.com site. We need to install some necessary configuration, and also this cert boot, which is the free HTTPS for our domain, instead of buying this expensive certificate. Then we can use this free and open source cert boot HTTPS there. So we will fully secure our web server, our NGINX web server, and then we do some changes again for our Cloudflare there. And then stay tuned for that, guys. And then thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this channel, kindly subscribe to my channel so that you can have more videos like this. And see you in my next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless us all. Thank you, and